things that I omitted from the preview video recently. First of all, a very fundamental thing that's really quite important is that GPX Magic version 3 has built into it the concept of selective rendering. Like many video games, it has more detail in the areas closest to where you are and renders the rest of the track at lower detail. It may not be immediately obvious, but here you can see there's a high density of track points going down both sides, and then here you can see that there's fewer track points. If we click on a nearer point, then you see that rendering change so that the points within a 4-kilometer box of the orange marker are rendered accurately, and the others are rendered to a much lower level of detail. So if I click over there, you can see that change, and that happens quickly enough that you, generally speaking, don't need to worry about it because the core engine of GPX Magic is designed with this in mind, and that allows us to give a decent performance regardless of the track size. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is in the gradient problems. We have added steep descents since that release, but I also want to talk about steep climbs. You can see this track has quite a few steep climbs and correspondingly has quite a few steep descents. These are also shown in the profile view using the dashed lines, and obviously the steep descents are showing up here because they're clustered on the downward side of the slopes, and the steep climbs likewise are clustered on the upward side. This particular course doesn't actually have any abrupt changes, it's quite smooth, so this allows you anyway to quite quickly go into a particular area where there's a cluster of activity to whatever level of detail, with the proviso that the rendering on this chart is still not quite right. And there's another new feature quickly in the direction changes tool, and in the abrupt changes tool we talked about that already, but significant bends adds an extra slider, and it will now look for bends that provide not just a turn at one track point, but aggregated across a series of track points, so that you can find where there's very acute hairpin turns with a particular radius. This will try and isolate them for you. May not do a perfect job, but it should help you to find areas that need some attention. I'm sure there's some more omissions. There'll be some new features soon. There'll be some more videos soon. Thank you again for watching.